So where does that self-conscious piece come from?
Yeah. Old. Well, it comes from other people's self-consciousness. Other people being uncomfortable with something that someone else is doing and putting it on them.
Hmm.
So, like me being the youngest of six, right?
Hmm.
Um, as kids, we're not self-conscious. We're just like, woo! And I was very like um curious, and of course I always had my sort of in quotes imaginary friends, even though we know they weren't. I always had Fred and Mike and you know, um, and I made other people uncomfortable, like my siblings or there was always, I was little and they were already teenagers. So there
Hmm.
was always a ton of people in my house. And teenagers are assholes. We all know that. I was an asshole. I mean, teenage years suck.
Hmm.
We've talked about that many a time.
Right? Teenage asshole, pretty much
Yeah,
synonymous.
pretty much together. Yeah, one equals the other. Yes.
I can't, I was the youngest of three with two older sisters. I cannot imagine adding three more siblings
And
to
three
the
brothers
mix.
to that. I had two sisters
Can't,
and three brothers.
can't even. Don't I?
Yeah, it was awful. It was like having all those parents too, because they all parented,
Sure,
as you know.
sure.
But they would get uncomfortable with something I would do, and who knows, maybe because you're a teenager, everything is embarrassing. Your family's always embarrassing, or
Sure.
you know, and so then what they would say to me or do, or the laughter, I remember being laughed at all the time. And you do get self-conscious from that. You do all of a
Sure.
sudden, it's like, what did I just do? And it was always, what did I do? It wasn't what I looked like or what I was dressed as necessarily. That didn't really come into play. Well, first of all, my sisters always dressed me, so I always, you know, I looked appropriate. Until until I was a teenager and I could, kind of figure it out on my own. But um, yeah, so self-conscious is really other people's uncomfortability
Hmm.
putting it on you
Hmm.
so they could be comfortable.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that unconscious or that self-consciousness.
That self-consciousness.
Yeah. And
Hmm.
it's a rough one. It's
Hmm.
really rough. That's kind of where I'm going through right now, as you know. That's why we started talking about that. And I didn't realize that until until very recently. It's like, oh, okay, I still have some work to do in that area because there's so many areas in my life, certainly with what I do for a living and whatever. I'm very confident in who I am and what I do, and yeah, it's weird.
Right.
I mean, telling, yeah, I go after, demons and witches and whatever. Like that's not typically the verbiage, but you know what I mean? Like that's a weird thing.
I mean, could
Yeah,
be the verbiage.
could be the verbiage. Could be
Try it
the
next time.
yes.
Try
Yeah.
it next time. Let me
I'll
see how
see
that
what's
works.
up.
Yeah.
I want to make people really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Um, but there is some of that, and I need to work on that. So I'm going to do because I have tendonitis in my shoulders. I'm starting to swim, and I didn't want to do lap swim today. I saw all the people that were there, and I got really shy, and I didn't go in the water. I didn't go in
Hmm.
because I just, in my head, the old story that came up was my form's not going to be right. I'm not going to be whatever this, or I'm not going to be whatever that. I'm not going to go fast enough, or I'm not going to, whatever that. I'm not going to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
shocked me. It did. It was like after I left and driving home, I'm like, what the F just happened? You know how you get triggered and you go right back to
Right back.
childhood.
It's right now.
Yes,
It's
right now.
instant. even
And I want to thank. Mhm.
even when you know in your brain,
Oh, yeah,
you know in your brain that what you're feeling and what you're thinking is not quite it's not quite right.
not quite right.
But the rest of your body
Yes.
is like, peace out.
Yes. It's that literal muscle memory. And it's more than just muscle. We take those, we hold on to
Mm.
those old stories in our
Mhm,
every cell and in our brain and that way of thinking. And yeah,
mhm.
I literally, it was that fast that I made the decision. All that shit went through my head that fast. Boom. I'm not going.
Yeah,
Next
yeah.
thing you know, I'm in my car driving home.
So
Crazy.
I say very often, we don't know what we don't know.
Yes.
But sometimes we still don't know what logically we know.
Yes.
Logically knowing something doesn't mean that we know it, believe it,
Mhm.
honor it, and put it into practice.
Right. Yes. 100%.
So there's this logical knowing,
Yep.
there's this heart space spiritual knowing, maybe.
Mhm.
They have to connect.
Yes.
That heart brain connection has to be in place before we truly can put new mm, behaviors, new thought processes into practice, into our life. And whew, man, it can be a journey.
Right. And what was coming as you were talking when you said heart spiritual is our soul is old. How it's been around for millennia. Like, so we do know at a soul level the truth. Not my
Yeah,
truth, your truth, his truth, blah, 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 blah. We know
the truth,
the truth.
right?
And that does sort of rub wrong our stories and our ego and that
Mm-hmm,
human thing that we grabbed onto to keep, and that could be a real rub that way.
mm-hmm,
Yes. However, until it gets to our human brain and our human awareness, maybe is the word, we don't know what we don't know.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it shocked
Yeah,
me today.
it's a journey. It's a process. It's an onion. It's another onion analogy
Yes, all the
because the
layers.
layers of that real knowledge and it's more than acceptance. It's
Yes.
an integration of truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because and those old stories are lies. Those old stories are wrong. Those old stories do not benefit me.
No.
Other than there's another correction or whatever. It is what I did come to learn that. So in that way, it's like it's that was meant to happen today to bring that to my attention.
Right.
As we talked
Right.
about, when you have wound, we all have wounding. We all have some traumas. We all have it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we don't go digging around to find the answers. We wait until spirit brings that wounding up because that's the next. Spirit knows more than we do. So spirit will see, okay, you have these five things you want to work at or work on. This is the next one up. This is the next batter up. Don't try to go down the line to the third or fourth batter. You have to start. So they bring it up. So that is what I need to work on right now. That is my latest, this weird self-conscious thing that I'm going to do the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it was out of place. if I were in some sort of, I don't know, psychic convention, would I have been that shy? No, I wouldn't have been that shy. Oh, somebody's going to challenge me.
I
Would I
am
have
going to
been?
challenge you.
Would I have been?
You're at a psychic convention and you are invited up on stage to talk to thousands of people.
Hmm.
You
Well,
wouldn't have had you wouldn't have had the same story.
no, I would have been nervous for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the only place that I would agree with that, so yeah, would be if I'm talking to ghost hunters, because they have a completely different view of the paranormal than I do. Yeah, that would be like, oh shit. Oh shit. I'm walking into the lion's den right now. So yes, but it's a lit I do still think it'd be a little different. But yeah, in that depending on the crowd, yeah. Who I'm going to be talking to, yes. If people were there to see me, no. Because they know what I have to say and they want to hear it. So I guess that's where I would my first thought when you said or when I said that like a psychic convention would be
Oh,
I
was
was
it that
asking.
everybody was there to see you?
Yes,
But and where I was going was you just happened to be there.
right.
Nobody knows you, and you meet somebody and they pull you up on stage.
Yeah, yeah.
Not planned,
No, no,
not anything.
no.
And I'm sorry to say that, yeah, those same stories are probably going to go through your head.
Sure. Yeah. And it's not the store, not again. I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm not dressed for it. I'm never that wouldn't be my hair's not good. Well, other than if my hair
No,
does,
that would be me.
that would be
That would be me because my self-conscious things are all about me.
presentation.
Presentation. Mm-hmm.
Yes, that
Mm-hmm.
perfectionism
Mm-hmm.
that you come by very naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yep.
It's so crazy how we're each so different. And here's another thing. We do a disservice to people when we say, "Oh, just get over it." And I know that I've used that term myself.
So I
I usually use it with myself. Oh, Pam, get over it. Just move. But I've said it to people, or that who cares what they think? Well,
mhm.
but I do, and everyone does. Now,
Everyone does. Well,
self-consciousness really, not in every situation, but every person can at least identify with
sure,
that.
sure.
Because we're all new at something. It's always when it's something, or most often when it's something new, right? A new job, a new something. You're nervous. You don't know, how to present yourself or what to say. Are you going to say the wrong thing or whatever? Everyone knows what being self-conscious feels like.
Hmm.
Everyone walking, dating someone new and that someone wants to introduce you to their family. That's what just came in.
Uh,
Walking into that person's family's home with the whole family there having to meet everyone. There's some self-conscious. Like we all have been there. We all know
sure.
what that's like. And it
Yeah,
sucks, but it's awful. It's awful.
it is awful. It is awful. And that self-consciousness doesn't just look one way because
No, not at all.
the way you and I experience it it's so different.
So different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's another place where we've become very good at, we can certainly pat ourselves on. If I didn't have 10 nice, I'd pat myself on the back. Uh, um, that we're very good about listening to the other person. Like you, that wouldn't have stopped you today. You would have been like, yeah, okay, I'm going. I came here to go to lap swim. I'm going to lap swim. Whatever. I brought the right suit. I brought the right whatever. I'm going to go lap swim.
Well,
Not that you would lap swim
I
because you're not big on lap swim, but
because I'm not a real swimmer.
right. Yes.
Now I'm gonna challenge that in I would have looked around
Hmm.
at who was there.
Okay.
And oh my God, my boobs are too big. My butt's too big. They are going to laugh at how my swimming suit fits me. I'm out.
Okay. All right. Yeah. See how differently we
Mm-hmm.
see that? So different.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also my swimsuit totally covers. But
So I haven't, I was trying to think. I don't think I have done this in a long time, but I used to do this.
Mhm.
If I had to get up in the middle of the night and my hair was disheveled,
Mhm.
I would brush my hair before getting back
No,
in.
you would not.
Yes, ma'am, I would.
Oh my gosh. Uh,
Brush my hair before getting back into bed in the middle of the night.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Mm-hmm.
no. Never even occurs to me what I look like in the middle of the night.
Yep.
Well, and you're past that though.
Yes. Honestly, I had to think. I had to think. Yes, I am. Now, when I get up in the morning,
Mhm.
before I walk out into the living room, yes, I will fix my hair. Not always brush it, but with my hands, I will fix it.
Yeah.
Now being short, and if I use product, I mean it can be all kinds of crazy.
Yes. Dusted the
Yes,
ceiling with your hair, except
has to be in order for me to be seen. Well, even to go out, even if I'm home alone. Yeah.
interesting. No, man,
Mhm.
you come to my house uninvited, just out of the blue, knocking on the door. I am sorry, but you may not like what you see that comes to the door. You may not like it, but or you'll be
Yeah.
surprised at it, I should say. You'd be
Yeah.
surprised.
Self-consciousness is whoo very
And not that
shallow.
I've never felt that way. I want to make that, it's not like I've never, or there aren't times when, yeah, you know, sure. Especially if it's going to, like, I would never want to be all disheveled and go out with my husband. I think that would embarrass him. It probably wouldn't.
Oh God, I wish that would embarrass my husband
I
if
know.
he
Well, and I took that back because it
disheveled all the
wouldn't, but
time.
I would think I don't want to embarrass him. You know,
Right.
that would always, yes.
But I wish my husband would think I don't want to embarrass her.
Yeah. No, they don't think that way. No,
No,
no.
no.
So is that more of the perfectionism thing that I know we've talked about and you've very recently
Hmm.
talked about?
Yeah. That perfectionism, looking perfect, um, posture perfect, hair perfect, makeup perfect, clothes perfect.
And it's time for us to embrace that.
The
To embrace our
perfect,
not being not
the not being
the
perfect,
imperfection or the imperfect.
the imperfect piece of it. Yes.
Embrace it.
The oh man, it's so
And we're really the
hard.
only ones that give a shit.
It is so much work trying to be perfect
Oh.
when you cannot achieve it.
And there's and what is perfect? It's like what is success? It's absolutely different for everyone. And
Absolutely. Absolutely.
if you're looking for perfection, for other people to see you as perfect, good fucking luck with that. There's always going
Right?
to be someone you'll never be able to please
You know,
everyone all the time.
Spirit's just bringing me a memory of my sister telling me one time, um, she wished her hair was more like mine.
Oh, that was nice.
Um, and her reasoning kind of came out a little weird,
Oh,
but she said when she fixes her hair, it doesn't matter what she does to it, it comes out looking perfect.
and that's a
And
what? Okay.
my hair, I can fix it and it just looks more natural.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
More, Like,
You weren't
that
just
kind of
brushing it. Like you weren't really trying to,
or
like you weren't trying.
I wasn't trying to make my hair look good, but that wasn't her point.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
We
Oh,
we have a lot of hair, and she has thicker hair than I do, and her hair is coarser than mine.
mhm.
So when it gets cut in a perfect way, in a certain way,
Uh-huh.
I won't say perfect, but when it gets cut in a particular way, it it gets styled and it's perfect.
Uh-huh.
It's like she doesn't even need hairspray, right? It's like
Yeah.
boom,
Like a helmet, sort
like
of.
there's no movement. And
That's
I'm
really
like,
funny. And then there's your, I wish I could be like you and just not care what my hair looks like because
that is exactly what I heard.
Ooh, that's
And
so funny.
forever, forever,
Yes.
I have worried about, do I have the right hairstyle?
Oh,
Does my hair look good enough?
yes.
Because I was taught so early
Hmm.
by watching my mother
Hmm. Who's our first teacher? Our mothers are
that
our first teachers.
my looks were like so important,
Hmm.
that outside validation
Hmm.
was what made me whole.
Hmm.
And I never learned that I was responsible for what I felt.
Yes.
I was responsible about what I felt about what I saw.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
But we're not
And
taught
so
that. Again, it's about making other people, it's their uncomfortability. If we're not,
making other people comfortable.
yes.
That's our job. And that was
Yeah.
my job.
Yeah.
That was my job, to make everybody around me feel good,
Yes.
be comfortable, feel safe. And my brain then turned that around to, well, if it's my job to make all y'all feel good,
All y'all.
whose job is it then to make me feel good? And I searched and I've searched and I've searched for who is the person
Yes.
that's going to make me feel good.
And the whole time you were with yourself.
And I was
You
right
were
there,
there the whole time. Yeah.
right there
Yeah.
the whole time.
But we're not taught that. And
No.
even if so, we all know my mom was mentally ill. We've talked about that a many a time here. Um,
Mhm.
and she had moments of great clarity, and she could be very comforting at times and really know the right things to say. She could be very compassionate and empathize. The those moments were few and far between, but when they happened, it was big. And she could say things to me like, honey, this is about you, or whatever that appropriate response was, but it was never, I never felt it. And it was never reiterated. It was never practiced. It was never that. It was a moment of this beautiful, comforting
Mhm.
clarity. And then it would just go. And then, and what was more prevalent in my life was the laughter and the making fun of me and the snickering and the judgment. And I think that, as we've talked about before, also parents, we're young when we have children, typically,
Mhm.
and we're still in all of our own shit.
Mhm.
And we're trying to raise little human beings while we're all in our own shit and don't even know
Mhm.
we're all in our own shit.
Don't even know it.
Right.
Don't even know it. Yeah.
Which is spiritually at a higher level. That's the purpose. That's the why. I mean, it's meant to be, but as a human, it sucks.
Yeah.
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 But
So
but, yes.
back to what you said about embracing
Oh,
the
yeah. I tried to get away from that. Damn, it didn't work. Okay. Embrace the suck.
You know, even trying to teach a young person
Hmm.
to embrace the imperfection, it's hard.
Oh man.
That's hard.
Yes. Yes. And really, you have to start young enough.
Young, yes.
Like you,
It really has to be the way you naturally think and behave
yes.
in
And
order for them
behave.
to really learn it.
Yes.
And humanity is not there yet.
Right.
Humanity is not there.
Coming at me now that I'm 15 and saying, just be you. Don't worry about them. Just be you. Yeah, that ship has sailed. I'm just
Well,
saying.
even saying to an 8-year-old,
Yes, very true.
because they don't have the capacity
No,
in their brain
no.
to understand that sometimes just being you is inappropriate.
Right. And, and everything has to be learned. We don't, that's something I remember when our kids, this is just an example. So we didn't have them get jobs until they were much older. Their job was their grades and playing sports and whatever, right? That was just the way we did things. But when it was time for them to get a job, you can't just say, because we had someone else that has a child. So we have two sons. We know a family member who has a son right in between our two sons in age. And their response to their son was, go out and get a job. Just go do it. And you don't know what to do. You literally have to, okay, like at school, they did learn how in one class how to fill out an application, which was really awesome. They had a class
Mhm.
in high school that did that.
Mhm.
But you have to be taught. This is how, if you don't even know what it looks like, if you don't know, I mean, really, you know nothing. So it does have to be taught. You have to say, this is what you do.
Mhm.
You know, there is a manager, there is someone that's going to hire you. It's not the person at the counter. They don't know, they're just an employee. You have to go in, ask for an application, then you get are you hiring? Yes, no, maybe, but we're giving you applications, whatever. You get an application. You can take that application home and fill it out and take it back. So we'd have our kids go and they hated it. Hate it. Okay, we're going to go out to 5 places today and you're going to go in and you're going to ask for an application. And then we take them home and we help them fill it. I didn't take the pen, but you have to help. And they became very confident in that. As confident as you can be going for a job,
Mhm.
but that's the same with everything, with any type of
Sure.
what we're talking about. It has to be taught to you either and watching your parents is the biggest way.
Mhm.
And so no matter
That's
what,
how we learn most of our
yes.
social cues.
And it's not really what they say, it's what they do.
That's what they do. Mhm.
Yes.
It's
So
watching the
watching
actions,
imperfection.
reaction.
Hmm. So we're really good at imperfection because we're watching imperfection. That's what we grow up watching. I think the whole thing to get there. Um,
Mm. Mhm.
but we have to learn, and you're either going to learn the correct way or the wrong. You're going to learn one way or the other. Yeah,
Mhm.
what that looks like and how it got taught to you.
Mhm.
And I think most of this stuff, at least for myself, I was left to my own devices to figure it out. Why are these people laughing at me? Why do they criticize me for this? Why do they, shut me down? Well, this, that, and the other. And you really don't think why when you're a little kid. You just,
Right.
how can I not do that again? Because I didn't like that feeling.
Right.
I was just made
That's all we are as kids is feeling.
absolutely,
Yeah.
which is actually a scientific fact, right? Until you're like 8 years old, you are truly just all feeling
Mhm.
until your brain starts to function. Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever it
And
is.
then it takes a long time for all of those brain functions to start,
Yes.
you
And then it
know,
doesn't
clicking
complete
and
till you're
working.
like 26 or something is when
Man.
the frontal lobe finally.
And how many people have their children before that age?
Lots of people.
Lots of people.
I had them after that and I was still, but I wasn't healed at all. Yeah.
Hmm.
Woo! This imperfection thing. So you were going to talk about embracing it, and I kept, I'm trying to get away from it, but I wrote it down to not get away from it.
So embracing imperfection is my new goal
Okay.
because I have worked for years to get over that perfectionism. And I have come a long way.
Long way.
In some areas of my life, I have gone to the extreme.
Sure. And we don't need to talk about the extreme, but
No, we won't talk about that. However, going to the extreme doesn't mean I'm embracing imperfection.
right.
What it really means is that I am bypassing the whole topic altogether.
Ah, okay. Kind of like you were just watching me do. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
right.
So one extreme to the next, um, completely bypassing life.
So what does it mean to embrace it?
Mm,
What does that do? Why is it good? Like, I'd like to talk more about that.
yep. So what spirit just brought me in bypassing life,
Mhm.
because I'm bypassing in the extreme that I have gone to, from perfectionism to complete not,
Okay.
is I'm not even really living, because there's so much fear of being imperfect. There's so much fear about being imperfectionism.
Hmm.
I'm not doing anything.
Right. Because if I
Now,
can't,
this is a little bit of an exaggeration, but not really.
right.
But not really.
Hmm.
Damn it.
Yeah.
And damn it. I hate it. I hate it when spirit brings me these really big life lessons right here in front of everybody. So I can't, blah, 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 blah. I can't hear you.
Spirit has not
So
felt that.
what, what embracing the imperfection means for me anyway is shutting down the old stories,
Yeah.
closing the gates on the old stories
Yeah.
of what perfectionism meant for
Hmm.
me. And I've done so much healing,
Oh. Hmm.
and yet the gates are still open. And so I can go wandering in there.
No, 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 no. I would not
So
advise that. Yes.
so I have been finding closure
Nice.
around the perfectionism. Now I need to find closure on the extreme that I went to.
Okay.
And
All right.
when I can find the closure on the extreme,
Mm-hmm.
and I can just be in the moment,
Mm-hmm.
I can really look at who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I love to laugh.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, yesterday I turned on the song "I Love to Laugh" by the Mary Poppins movie that was in the Mary
Oh,
Poppins. I love to laugh. And they're floating all up to the ceiling. And I wish that when I was in a high vibration that I really could levitate and
Uh,
just go to
we
the
do
ceiling.
kind of, but
That would
yes,
be.
yes.
I feel like this is a really long-winded thing, but I do. I love to laugh,
Mhm.
and I don't.
Right.
I pick out things about anything that could be funny that's not perfect.
Oof. Yeah.
I judge,
Yeah.
I have expectation, and I guess because of those, I criticize.
Yes.
But if I can just be in the moment after finding the closure on the extreme ends,
Hmm.
I can find the joy in just about anything,
Yes.
is what I'm being told. I don't know this yet,
Yes.
but it is what I'm being told. So embracing imperfection is letting go of judgment,
Hmm.
letting go of expectation,
Hmm.
allowing the heart to look at whatever is happening
Hmm.
before the brain, before the ego.
So what's coming is that's part of you have to start at Spirit's going to bring you the first batter. You can't go down the line to the fourth or the fifth because that's the extreme. We want, when we go to heal something, we want to jump in and go right into the middle of that batting order. We,
Yep.
we want to go right into the heart of it.
Yep.
But you can't. You're not going to heal anything. You're going to be disappointed. You're going to get triggered. You're going to lock that shit up again,
Yep.
walk away for a long time. So you have to take those small steps. And that's part when you were just talking about that connection.
Yep.
You will not get that connection if you jump right in, like, oh, I have to fix this extreme thing. It's like, oh, there's so many steps prior to that.
And that's why I haven't been able to fix it.
Yes. Yes.
It just dawned on me
Yes.
because
Thank you, Spirit.
there has been, I'm going to say that extreme has resulted from procrastination.
Mm. Well, when you're standing, you see that big, huge mountain because the
Yep.
extreme looks like a mountain.
Yep.
You're going to shut down because I
Yep.
can't do that. I can't climb that. Well, you're not expected to do that. Not yet. It's one step at a time. There's so many different steps in there, so many things you have to do. Bring that down to what you can do today, what you
And
can do right
try
now.
turning around and look at what brought you to this mountain.
Yes.
And
And why it's
there
a
might be
mountain.
a step right there. There might be a step right there that you can take
Yes.
in shutting that mountain down.
And the first step might be turning around and looking that way.
Hmm.
Where did I come from?
Right.
Can absolutely.
Right.
And very often, as we both know, being healers, it does take some clarity of where that came from to help you take those steps.
Yes.
Yes. And it's not, so here's another thing too, which we talk to our clients all the time about, we talk to people about when we go back, like just today, talking about my siblings, my mom, whatever, I no longer blame them for anything. So the truth is the truth. This is
Mhm.
what happened.
Yes.
This is what happened. And this was the outcome for me. That's
Mhm.
just truth. I'm
Yep.
not judging them. I'm not upset with them. I'm not anything with it. They have really, at this point, zero to do with it. Nothing less
Right.
than zero. They're really a no factor
Right.
in this for me right now. This is all about me.
Right.
Yes. So, and that's another step in it. When you can go back and do that and not blame them or get all pissy about it or victimy, you can just say, this is fact.
That's part of closure.
Oh, it certainly is, or
Yeah.
can be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Hmm. That's wonderful. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm exhausted and I haven't even got to the healing part of my self-consciousness. That's like,
Well,
but I think I have taken some steps toward. I
yes.
just said it to a bunch of people,
You
and
know,
I don't even know who's listening.
clarity,
Hmm.
as fabulous and wonderful as it is, can be very heavy and exhausting.
Oof. Yeah.
Sometimes clarity is so big, it's like a weight's been lifted.
Yes.
Other times, clarity is so solid that it feels as though it's weighing us down.
Yes.
And I was going to say something that was completely ego because it got taken
I
out.
got taken away. Hmm.
It's very personal
Hmm.
as to, when we get that feeling of lightheartedness or that heavy,
Hmm.
one doesn't necessarily mean one thing exclusively and the other mean something else.
Right.
There's typically always work to do
Hmm.
with clarity. Clarity is just yet one of those stepping stones
Uh-huh.
to to more work.
As you were talking, what was coming through to add to what you're saying and to what I we were just saying is if we look at our family, like earlier I said something about, oh, our mom is our first teacher. And
Right.
that's true, but so are our siblings,
Yes.
our fathers, everyone. So I can look back now at what I was just talking about with my siblings and how that all worked out. Thank you for teaching me that this,
Hmm.
I came to learn this
Hmm.
without them doing a really, really good job, without them being such marvelous teachers. I would not be able to now, you know, work
Okay.
on this, heal it.
Earlier, I said teenager equals asshole.
Yes.
Well, sometimes teacher equals asshole.
Amen. Amen. Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. And our it's no wonder there are so many people we know that do not have relationships with their families, their siblings,
Mm.
or whoever it is. Usually it's siblings. There's something a parent I've seen more anyway. It's easier to kind of forgive them, but siblings, that's a tough one.
Mhm.
But it's because they're teachers and we haven't. Yeah. And
Yeah.
especially when the teachers can't own their own shit. That gets, yeah,
It gets tricky.
that
Yeah.
gets tricky. That's a good way to put
It
it.
gets tricky.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, and then the
Yeah.
laughter thing, I've always said, because I was so serious. I could never laugh at I never learned to laugh at myself because I had so many people laughing at me all the
So,
time.
are you talking about as a kid
No, just even
being serious? Oh, as an adult.
like the laughing people, being able to laugh at myself. Yeah, no, that has followed me into adulthood, having children, and I always said one of the reasons, I'm sure there's many, the one that I had two sons is because boys look at life so differently. They
Mm.
laugh at different things. Um, things are funny to them that okay, here's one area that you laugh I don't think is funny, but I know you have humor for, like more slapstick kind of humor. I never thought that was that funny. However, but that goes along with how I feel about me and what I can laugh at and how I can or cannot laugh at myself. My children taught me that by watching them, being laughed at by them, and not laughed at. It wasn't like they thought I was stupid, but they
Mm-hmm.
thought things were funny. Mom walked into the room and tripped over the chair. They would howl laughing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you learn. I get up in the morning, my hair is, dusting the ceiling. They would laugh at that. That was funny to them. You just learn to not take yourself so seriously. I do think my sons came into my life for definitely for that reason. They have helped me tremendously. Say, okay. However, that other piece, that other self-conscious piece, like today,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm still working on. But so I guess I have been really self-conscious, even like what you were saying with how you look and that sort of thing. I think I
Right.
maybe even had that too, now that I think about it, but my children really helped me move through that.
Helped you through that. Yeah.
Because they don't
Which
care.
is awesome.
Man, it's like, I need a pair of pants, just grab that. Need a shirt, just grab that. Put some shoes
Yep.
on, and they're out. And you're like,
Yep.
what the hell are you wearing? And they're like,
Yep.
what? Huh?
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
What does it matter? Yeah. Yeah, I thank them tremendously for helping me with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now my one son has two sons, and he's gonna get so paid back for all the things that for all this gray hair. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. But
Funny.
woof.
Mm.
So embracing imperfection.
Yeah.
And our whatever imperfection
Mm-hmm.
is what makes us unique and different.
Mm-hmm.
And why we can't embrace more of that in ourselves and in other people, I don't know the why. I think because it makes us uncomfortable, I guess.
Right. But then there's even situations.
Yes.
Embracing imperfection in a situation
Hmm.
is, whew, that's a whole nother story.
Oh dear God, what just came? Sorry, as you're saying that. Son of a gun. Boy, Spirit got me right where he wants me. I say Fred. Um, I could have like gone up to people today and said, "Hey, are you guys, this is I'm still new at this and my form isn't great yet. Part of it is because of my shoulders, but can anyone give me any tips?" I totally could have done that. And I'll bet people love to help other people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure someone would have said, "Sure,
Mm-hmm.
I'll help you." Ah, but see how that never came to my mind?
Mm-hmm.
Never occurred to me to ask them. Never occurred to me because they all looked, and I'm gonna say that in quotes. To me, they were like way advanced over me as a swimmer. So why couldn't I do that though? Damn. I need to keep that in mind for the next time.
Yeah.
Maybe someone will help me. If I'm doing it wrong, I don't even know. Like, and that's another thing. I don't even know if there's a wrong or a right or whatever. I'm sure there is. There's like
Um,
form issues.
so is there a technical right way?
Yes.
Probably, according to some people.
Yes.
If it propels you in the direction of your choice
Right.
and you don't drown, you're doing it right.
Yes. Yes. And
As a
I'm
basic as a basic non-swimmer,
right.
I have to believe that.
And my goal is not to be in the Olympics or some sort of competition or something. My goal is just for my shoulders
Hmm.
to heal and to be better. That mobility that I just don't have yet.
Right.
The tendonitis. Ah, thank you,
Yeah.
Spirit. All right, I'll thank you. Blah blah blah.
So
So
something else in um, embracing imperfection is, I mentioned it earlier, is expectation.
yeah.
Letting go. I want a different phrase. I want something different than letting go of expectation.
Mhm.
I don't know what that would be. Because when we carry an expectation, we have already written the story.
Boy, oh boy, that's yes. Yes. We've already concluded. We've already written our conclusion.
Yep.
We've done everything. The summary, the conclusion, the works, the intro, like we've got it
All of it.
all of it. We've got
All
our
of it.
whole story going on there, our whole essay.
Yep. And then we've been the judge, the jury, and the executioner
Yes.
on top of that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mm.
son of a gun.
So I was just presented with the challenge of tomorrow
Yes.
when my husband and I go to play disc golf
Mhm.
to go in with a blank page.
Beautiful. Yes.
A blank page
I
of
see these sheets of paper, blank with a pen laying on it. Yeah.
mhm,
You
to
can do that.
write the story as it happens.
Yes. To let it write itself.
Oh, yes.
Mhm.
To allow the story to write itself,
Mhm.
and regardless,
Mhm.
find the joy throughout.
Yeah.
If we're too worried about that perfectionism and we're too worried about the imperfect pieces, we're never going to find joy.
Never.
If we can allow this, oh my gosh, I love that. Allow the story to write itself,
Thank you, Spirit. Mhm.
we have the freedom to experience joy within that.
Yes. 100%.
And if that means throwing a shot that looks amazing
Mhm.
and being ecstatic,
Mhm.
or if that means throwing a disc and hitting the tree that's only 2 feet away from you,
And then it goes right into the brambles. Laugh.
and like find the joy in it,
Yes.
find the humor in it,
Yes.
find the imperfection in it,
And
and
embrace it.
and what I'm being told right now is I don't have to be so focused on why did I hit the tree and how can I avoid doing it next time?
Right.
Because that's where I go instantly
Right.
to keep myself from going to anger,
Ah.
right? I,
Ah.
I go to that, I go to that
Oh, interesting.
tutorial.
Okay. And that can be a step. How do I do it different next time? Whatever. But that doesn't have to be your first step.
But there's a time and a place
Yes.
because anything, I don't care what you're doing,
Yeah.
there's going to be mistakes.
Yes. Absolutely.
There's going to be mistakes. And you can know, okay, how many times have you walked through your house
Mhm.
and not stubbed your toe?
Right.
How many times have you walked through your house and stubbed
Stub
your
your
toe?
toe. You'd probably have that answer before you would have the other answer.
You know,
Yeah.
yes, you could say stubbing your toe on something is a mistake. It's
Yes.
it's a misstep. It's being out of your body.
Yep.
It's not being focused.
It
Whatever, it
hurts.
doesn't matter.
Yes.
It happens.
Yes. Yes.
It's part of life.
Yes.
So I love that. Allow the
And
story to write itself.
mhm,
And when mistakes happen,
and
and like you just said, and
mhm, you're still here. You're just fine. Your ego might be bruised, and it's up to you to allow it to bruise your ego or not.
right?
Yes.
Why does my ego need to be in turmoil?
Right. It doesn't.
It
But
doesn't.
you came here to learn this. Just yeah. And
Well,
boy, have you.
I, I, if I haven't learned it by now, holy shit, what is wrong with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with me.
There's nothing wrong with you. No.
I just learned some things a little deeper than others, and it takes a little longer to unlearn that.
Yes. Yes. Truly.
And when I grab on to learn something, I
Ooh,
mean
dog.
really
Yes.
grab on. Oh boy.
Yes.
I
Dog with a bone.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
And
that's
some of the
another thing
things,
for another time for
some
me.
of the things that we choose to be a dog with a bone
Yes.
over other things, it's like,
Yes.
man, where
And
was I when that choice was
right.
presented to me? What was happening that I chose this
Well,
or this?
and here's another thing that's coming through. Sometimes it wasn't for our lesson. We did it to help someone else learn their lesson.
True that.
To me, that even sucks harder. Like, shit,
Right? Because we,
I did this to, I did
you know,
this to help somebody else. It wasn't even for me. I mean, we always learn. Nothing is for nothing.
yes.
But
But there are things that we do specifically, right, to help other people.
yeah,
Then we just let it go.
yes.
But some things we don't. Some things we just like,
Yes,
not holding on to
yes.
not. Yeah.
For every teacher we have, we counter that teacher by being a teacher. Yeah.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
That kind of, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's fair to say that you and I right now are working on a similar area.
Yes.
It just looks different.
Yeah.
And it's not often that we are working on something at the same time.
No, excuse me.
It's really not.
For years, it was always one of the other. It was always one of us and never both of us. And I think personally, the reason that Spirit did that was so we would stay friends. Because I think had we worked on shit at the same time, it might have been just peace out. This is too much. If one of us couldn't be the healer with the other or help the other
It's
person.
very possible. It's very possible because now, and this isn't the first time that we've been working through something at the same time in the past year. It's
Oh,
happened.
holy mother of
It's
all things
almost
holy.
right like the past year. It's almost like maybe not year, maybe
Definitely 2025. I think since like November of 24. Like, so it's not quite, yeah. It,
yeah, so
but
about
it's
6
like
months.
constant. It's
But it's like
freaking
constant,
constant.
and we're both working on stuff. And for the most part, we've done enough healing to where I, I hope this is accurate. We have both, when necessary, been able to put our own thing on the back burner and been
Yes.
there for the other.
Yes.
And then there's other times where we just need to be there for ourselves.
Yes. And
And
we've
there's,
got to the point where we can actually say that to each other too, though.
yeah,
I can't. I don't have the bandwidth today. I'm sorry. I have to just stay in my little shell here or whatever it is. Just got to stay. I can't. I'm sorry. Okay.
working on this, working it out.
Yes. Or why
Um,
have I not heard from you? Why have you been so, are you okay? You're kind of quiet today. And then the other person says, just working on my own shit. It's like, okay.
yeah,
And that was it. That's enough to
that's,
understand it. And
yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
Well, on to that. especially you, I want to say, you have, I would not wish on anyone the year you had of self-reflection and sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
No,
It's
the year of self-reflection has been huge, right?
yes,
It's been huge, and
yes,
some of it's been really painful.
yes.
But then you add on top of it um back-to-back illness.
Oh, 5 weeks. 5.
6 tomorrow,
Oh dear God.
because I'm still not
You're
100%.
still not 100%.
I
Yeah.
am not. 6 weeks tomorrow.
But it was like 5 weeks of hard labor, and now the labor's done. Well, just a couple of
Man.
days worth, though. Really not. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that today I feel better than the first day I woke up going, oh man, I've got the cold.
Yeah. The cold.
The
I've got
cold.
the cold.
Because I remember saying something to you, yep, I've got my husband's cold and I am not going to let it get me down. And I made it 3 days, and then it,
Yes.
boom, kicked my ass.
Took you down. Yeah.
Yeah. And then when I got to feeling better, and then we got really sick,
Yes.
then really sick.
Yes.
That really took me down. That took me down. That was scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. That took me to a really scary place.
Yes.
Um,
Yes, it did.
but I
You
survived.
did. Look at you.
Survived.
Hmm. Without being a victim. You had you had
Okay.
victim moments, but you are not that. You came through it, so you can come through it. You can get out the other side and be a victim, or you can
It's
come out.
true.
Yes, you did not do that. So I'm
I
trying
did
to
not.
compliment you, bitch.
Thank you. Well, I did have some real victimy moments. And what I'm being told right now is that I'm allowed. I was sick.
Yes.
I was
Yeah.
violently sick there for
Yeah.
a short time. Um, yeah. And it's okay. And I didn't allow myself to stay there.
Good. Bravo, sister.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bravo. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
We
you.
don't need to stay there. That's just
No.
it just
No.
no.
You know, the benefits of being a victim,
Mhm. Are there benefits?
well, you know, it depends on how you're looking at it.
True that.
When we're choosing to be in that mode of victimhood,
Mhm.
we think there
Yes.
are benefits.
Yes.
We think there are benefits, like being able to stay in victim mode,
Yes.
like garnering attention that's really forced on
Yes.
you,
Yes.
forced on
The other person.
forced on the other person. Sorry, I didn't know how to say that. Well, okay. Forced on you, I think I was literally speaking.
To me.
Forced-
Yes. Okay, that's funny. Yes, on Pam.
Freudian slip, kind of.
Yes.
But it's true.
Yeah.
We do. We force other people to react to us
Mhm.
because we're so in it, and we just think that's what we need.
It's
And
horrible. For both
it's
people, it's horrible. For both
it
people,
really is
it's horrible.
horrible. And then, once you're through it and you look back and you're like,
Ooh. I need to shower. Yeah. Yes.
ew. Yeah.
Big time ew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's what's really fun though as a teacher is to ask someone
Mhm.
what their payoff is.
Yes.
And they
Yes.
like,
That look. There's always that one look they give you. Yeah. And I know that look because I've given it myself. And
yeah, oh
yeah.
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 You know, there
Like,
at first
what?
there's this like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes.
And then there's this, oh shit.
Yes. There is a payoff. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Sometimes
when,
you have to dig deep to
yeah,
understand that payoff.
yep.
Well, a lot of times I think you have to dig deep.
And then we have to dig even deeper to realize that
Mhm.
it's really not a payoff
Yeah.
and to release it.
Yeah.
Um, but when we can look back at a situation and go, oh my God, I didn't resort to that.
Yes.
Whoo, I've come a long way, baby.
Yes. Yes. That's definitely a moment of celebration there.
It is.
Woo! I didn't go to that place.
And to have someone else, oh my gosh, what you just did for me. You just celebrated me a few minutes ago by telling me I made it through without being a victim. And
Oh
I just kind of like, you know,
yeah. Boop. Yeah.
but to watch someone and to celebrate for them and with them
Mhm.
is such a beautiful thing. And so I apologize for poo-pooing you
It's okay. I
in
understand. I
celebrating me.
understand.
You. Um, it's kind of a it's kind of an uncomfortable position to be in,
Yes, very
to
much.
be celebrated for not doing something so disgusting. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Victimhood is
No,
no party.
no.
It is not the party we tell ourselves it is
No.
when we're in our wounding.
Mm-mm. Victimhood. That's a whole, well, we've talked a lot about
We
victim.
have talked a lot about that. And so what I was just thinking was, okay, so how does victimhood merge into that topic of embracing the imperfect?
Mhm.
If we're embracing the imperfect, we don't need to be a victim.
No. Good point.
Yeah. There's no need to be a victim
No.
because we are in acceptance.
Yes.
We're not judging. We
I
really aren't
was in
carrying
my
any
shit. I
expectation.
was looking for something that, and victimhood is learned. It's a way we get needs met. It's there. And even when we stop as adult, we really stop getting our needs met that way, but it's so ingrained in us to continue to do that. That's why sometimes it's so hard when you say, "What's your payoff?" It's like, what? Oh, shit.
Exactly. So I think it's fair to say that when we go into victimhood, we have actually pulled farther away from getting our needs met
Oh, yes. As adults or
as
what?
adults. Yes. So I don't think I said that.
Yeah,
Yes, as adults,
yes.
because clearly at some point it worked.
Yeah, 100, yes.
But when it stops working and it's almost like I can see in certain scenarios where I have tried even harder to like get into that victimhood mode.
I've seen it. Yeah. I've done
Yeah.
it and I've seen it with you. Yeah, like, yeah,
And trying to get that need met, and it
yeah.
really does. It pulls you farther and farther away from it. Ew.
It's gross. Yes.
Yeah.
And boy, when it smacks you in the head what you're doing,
Yeah. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So I've come a long way
Yep.
in that
Yay.
victimhood.
Hmm.
I think what I'm going to do this afternoon, I'm going to have a conversation with Spirit on closure.
Good. Yeah.
Closure on that whole scenario of needing to be a victim
And then if we
because
can
it
remember or if
doesn't.
it's still coming up, we'll do our podcast next week could be on closure.
Oh, yeah.
We always, it's usually whenever we podcast on is very typical, as you know, what we're dealing with right at the
We're
moment.
going through.
So
Yep.
if she's still going through it, the whole closure thing, we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, even if I've made it through, maybe we'll still, I don't know, maybe we'll still talk about it. I've closed so many gates yesterday.
Nice. Congratulations.
Um, Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, I closed a lot of stuff down yesterday that I did not realize. Did not realize.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
I had
written.
a little backstory on closing the gates.
Mhm.
I sat with Nathan and got a reading.
Oh, if y'all haven't got a reading from him, let me
Oh
tell you,
my goodness gracious.
amazing, spot on, right
Ugh.
there. And I do encourage you too, if you do reach out for a reading with him and you're sitting there and he's saying stuff and you're going, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. Stop there.
Uh,
I guarantee you he is right on the money. Yeah. Beautiful readings.
I will not lie. I went in with expectations.
Ah,
Um, no way did I think this reading was going to go where it went, and it went deep. And
and
one of the beautiful things about Nathan,
ah,
he is so safe.
yes. Yes. The
He
way
is
he
so
holds
safe.
the way he holds space when
Mhm.
you're in a reading with him is
Yeah, it's
really comforting.
beautiful. It's
Yes.
beautiful.
And
But
his
what?
delivery is so beautiful.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And gentle,
Very gentle.
very gentle. But one of the parts of the reading was about closure.
Ah,
And as he's talking, I'm like, holy shit.
mhm.
Yes, I have done healing around this and this and this, but I'm getting this picture of these gates, they're wide open. And then he said something about closing the gates. And I'm
Yes.
like, damn.
Did you just read my
Dude,
mind? Yeah.
dude.
Yes. Yeah. He's
Yeah.
I would encourage everyone,
Oh,
tcseverydaypsychics.com. Go
hmm.
there, contact form, say, I want a reading with Nathan. Yeah. And his beautiful accent does not hurt anything.
Oh, it helps.
Yes, very much so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fabulous. He's fabulous. It
Yeah.
was fabulous.
Yes.
Um,
He also does healings that are fabulous too.
yes,
Mhm.
he
Sort of
does.
little hybrid thing is fabulous.
And through his reading, I was able to see some of the things that I was missing.
Hmm.
I don't care how connected you are,
No,
our ego gets in the way.
well, because we're wounded as humans, and yeah, you have to get through that stupid ego.
Got to get through it.
Mhm.
And sometimes we just can't. So it was,
Oh boy.
excuse me, it was
Thank you,
amazing.
Nathan.
And yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, he's
yeah,
brilliant.
yeah, 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 yeah.
We love him.
Really, really
He
helpful.
is definitely part of the TCS family with
Absolutely.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, should we wrap it up there?
I think that's a good place. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you
Okay.
everyone for tuning in. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and leave your comments. Love to hear them. However, that
Yes.
comes around for you for leaving a comment, and because we
Yeah,
really
if you've
love the
experienced
feedback.
anything we talked about, we want to know. Share
Yeah.
your experience with us.
And no one knows you're online. No one knows who you are.
Yeah,
And especially if even we don't know who you are if you do it through the listen only apps. We
that's
really
true.
have no idea who
We
you
really
are.
have no idea.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Because through the listen only, you
Yeah.
can text us now. You
Yeah.
can text us. We can't reply back to you,
Nope.
but you can message us.
We
So
love getting those notifications.
we do. All right, everybody,
All
take
right.
care. We'll see you next time.
Bye.